Good afternoon, Southside. I'm Tiara Hudson.
And I'm Jared Hurst.
On this edition of Hawk TV, we'll visit with William James for another episode of Science Dash. We'll also continue to meet new teachers around Southside with Samantha Barnes. Plus, an update on the Hawks and Lady Hawks basketball season. That and much more. Text your mom and tell her Hawk TV starts now. Don't do that.
Here is Hawk TV reporter William James with another great Science Dash. Take a look.
Welcome to Science Dash. I'm William James, and this is Edmontosaurus. Edmontosaurus was one of the last non-flying dinosaurs and lived alongside dinosaurs like Triceratops and Tyrannosaurus. There is a fossil of this dinosaur located at the McClung Museum of Natural History in Knoxville. In fact, little is known about the fossil. All we know is that it was probably found in West Tennessee sometime around the 1940s. Edmontosaurus fossils are the only type of confirmed dinosaur species fossil found in Tennessee. Recently, an amateur paleontologist named Joshua Welch and his daughter in early 2016 found duck-billed dinosaur bones somewhere along the Henderson County and Hardin County line. The bones have been confirmed real by a university. Considering that the only other dinosaur we know of being found in Tennessee is Edmontosaurus, and since it has a duck bill, it is also a fossil of an Edmontosaurus. Joshua Welch said that the bones would be mostly donated to the State Museum and the rest to the Henderson County Museum. Today I'm here with Mr. Billingsley. He's going to be telling us more about Edmontosaurus.
Thanks, William. The Edmontosaurus was a large herbivore that lived 73 to 65 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period. They had a geographic range that spanned from mid-Canada all the way to the northern plain states, South Dakota and North Dakota. They were herbivores, so they only ate plants, and they disappeared, as best we can tell from the fossil record, about 65 million years ago.
Are you tired of your mom always packing you those low-calorie, heart-shaped candies? Well then, why don't you try Starburst?
Did somebody say Starburst? These small bites of happiness will make everything colorful.
That's good.
So go out and buy a pack of Starburst today. The sweet yet sour taste of Starburst make your taste buds want to dance.
We're not responsible for any injuries, sugar highs, or intestinal disturbances.
Oh, my stomach.
And in major cases, death.
Starburst!
Unexplainably juicy.
Hawk TV reporters Samantha Barnes and Emily Qualls caught up with a few new teachers around Southside again to see how they are adjusting.
Southside has had plenty of new teachers and assistants come join us this year, but most of them haven't been recognized yet. I interviewed Miss Suzanne Warren and Miss Carla Brown to see how their experience has gone and why they got into education.
I became a teacher because at an early age I enjoyed working with kids, babysitting and doing some tutoring on the side, and I just have always felt like it was my calling.
I have a brother, a younger brother who is deaf, and I thought about how hard it was for him to communicate with us when he was younger, so I decided to become a teacher.
I started out at Jackson State. I went there on a softball scholarship right out of high school, so I started working on my major of becoming a teacher there. And then I was lucky enough to get another scholarship playing softball at Union University, and I was able to finish out my bachelor's degree there.
Oh my goodness. I went to Dyersburg State first, Bethel College, and then I went to Tribeca to get my master's.
Just like most jobs, there are good parts and not so good parts.
My least favorite thing of teaching is, of course, the paperwork.
Paperwork. Paperwork.
Everybody's answer.
It's been a roller coaster of ups and downs. This is my first year at a new school, teaching a new subject. But for the most part, I've loved every minute of it.
Oh, it's been wonderful. I love my job. I wouldn't trade it for anything. My father told me when I got ready to go to school, I said, well, I'm going to be a police officer, a detective, because that's what my father was. And he was like, I'm not going to pay for your education if you do that. So he said, you're either going to be a preacher or a teacher. And I said, well, I'm most definitely not going to be a preacher, so I guess I got to be a teacher. So it's been wonderful, though.
The Southside High School Band sold donuts as a fundraiser.
Started doing the donut fundraiser because we're going on a trip to Disney next spring, so we're allowing the kids to make their own money to go to that in March at Disney next spring. So,
Ms. Bradford's art classes made banners for the Lady Hawks sub-state game. Let's see how those turned out.
They're for the girls' sub-state game against Liberty. So far, we made about 10.
Yes, ma'am.
I have made, we have made probably about 15 to 20, maybe more. I just know I was told that we are to cover the gym, and we're about to cover this gym.
Mr. Gordon's construction class are working on a miniature house.
All right, the house behind us is a takeoff on the houses on HGTV called Tiny House Nation, where people are downsizing. Instead of having larger houses, they have smaller houses now. This house has bunks on each end. It'll have cabinetry. It'll have cabinets on each end. You could use it for an outside storage or actually live in it. Gonna have vents through the top. We have a window on each side where the bunks are to keep it cooler, and it'll have masonite siding, make it look like a rustic barn. This house incorporates all the objectives that we have in structural systems. You have floor joists, you have all your outside walls, headers, everything that they need to know to structurally put a house together.
After a magical ride, after 27 consecutive wins, the Lady Hawks basketball team ended their season with a loss in the tournament. Hawk TV reporter Kiera Sain spoke with Coach McNeil before the big game.
The Southside Lady Hawks coach talked to us about getting ready for state and what all it took to make it this far.
The fact that we get to showcase, what Jackson Southside girls basketball program is all about. So now once we get on that stage, you got 3 days and anything can happen.
Everyone is excited about the Lady Hawks going to Murfreesboro, but a lot of paperwork goes into preparing for state.
It's a headache. Just the fact that having to fill out different paperwork to make sure we're okay on the school side, then trying to prepare to get ready for a sub, not to mention countless hours of film watching, getting an itinerary together, checklist, making sure that we don't forget anything or forget anybody. So it's just a lot that goes involved into it. I'm ready to go, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Several coaches and fans called to congratulate Coach McNeil and his team for making it to state.
Not really surprises, just more so just other coaches in the area, coaches from Middleton all the way over to even Westview, after we won. A lot of people, just saying congratulations and thought we deserved that opportunity.
Coach McNeil and his team are very excited about going to state, especially because the Southside girls basketball team hasn't been to state since 1994.
Felt good, first time since 1994 the girls ended up winning sub-state game, now getting a chance to qualify for the state tournament.
Now my co-anchor Jared Hurst takes a look at the forecast.
Good afternoon, Southside. I'm Jared Hurst with your Hawk TV weather report. This week has been a little bit wet. On Monday and Tuesday we had a lot, and I mean a lot of rain, but I guess still not enough to let us out of school, even if the power goes out. We've also had a lot of cloud cover over the last 10 days. Here's a short clip from Chopper One, aka the Hawk TV staff's drone that got some footage of the clouds this past week. Now we'll move to our 5-day forecast. Today, there was a high of 59, a low of 36, partly cloudy with a 10% chance of rain. Tomorrow, it's going to be rainy with a high of 41 and a low of 26. Sunday, it's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 50 and a low of 31 with a 10% chance of rain. Monday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 55, low of 36, and a 20% chance of rain. And Tuesday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 48, a low of 30, and a 20% chance of rain. Enjoy your spring break next week. For Hawk TV Weather, I'm Jared Hurst.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Well, that's all for this episode of Hawk TV. I'm Jared Hurst.
And I'm Tiara Hudson.
And remember, today is a great day to be a Hawk.
Hey Austin, aren't you trying out for track today?
Yes, but I'm kind of nervous.
When you try out, just don't think too much.
Thanks, T.
No problem. Hey, you know what you need?
Wait, anything.
A Powerade.